The Toronto Blue Jays lose the World Series in heartbreaking fashion. We are devastated. We'll break it down right here on Locked On Blue Jays.
You are Locked On Blue Jays, your daily Toronto Blue Jays podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back to Locked On Blue Jays. Thank you for making Locked On Blue Jays your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I don't even know how to start this live stream off. This is one of the worst sports moments in my entire fandom, whether it's the MLB, the NFL, the NHL, whatever you look at. I wanted this one more than anybody. I mean, you guys probably wanted it as well as Toronto Blue Jays fans. The first World Series in 32 years. A lot of you guys are from Toronto. A lot of you guys are Maple Leafs fans, and that fandom's not very fun either. Toronto Blue Jays were in a perfect position to win this World Series. In a great spot, you go back to the Rogers Center, and you're up 3-2 against the LA Dodgers. We knew that this lineup was good. We knew the starting rotation was good. All the chances in the world, whether it's Addison Barger, Alejandro Kirk, Dalton Varsho, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., decisions throughout the game. You got the same sort of scenario in game 3 where you have a lineup that isn't the best lineup that you could put out. A bunch of things that we got to go into. Raw emotion right now. This sucks. This is terrible. It's not a fun place to be in right now. Braden, you got anything to give to the people right now?
No, we have to do shorts, right, for this, the Locked On MLB channel. I went on there and I said, what I'm about to say here is I don't have many words. It's tough. It's tough being a fan of this team your entire life, getting to this point, and it was a series, and an inch away, game of inches, right? Had an inch at home plate, an inch over the outfielders' heads. This game goes differently. Yeah, sucks, man. This is I don't know, man. I wish I had something to say, but what do you say after that?
It's painful, man. It truly is. I mean, you need 3 outs from Jeff Hoffman. I guess technically 4. Not the worst pitch of all time. Like
Shane Bieber's was bad too.
Shane Bieber's was worse. Like that was up there with like the game 3 Sir Anthony Dominguez pitch to Shohei Ohtani. There's just so many opportunities. Again, like we'll be able to break this down. We're going to be coming out with another episode once we have a little bit of time to digest this loss. But again, you guys have been there for us. We're going to be there for you in a time of need. A little bit of a therapy session right now. It helps us out a ton as well because this is again for me, it's the worst sports moment of my entire life. This one, I'm a Canucks fan. I'm a Panthers fan. 2011 Canucks losing game 7. Doesn't even compare. It doesn't matter. Like this is significantly worse. Carolina Panthers, a 15-1 team. You guys don't care about that. It's just
I don't.
Yeah, whatever. Like oh man, it's truly devastating. That's the only thing I can say right now is that I've never felt worse. I've never felt worse in my Toronto Blue Jays fandom. But again, I don't want to make it seem like this team. Like I don't want to blame the Toronto Blue Jays. Again, you got to come up with that game again. It's game 7. Well, we'll look at it tomorrow in its totality. Look at the season. We'll look back at it. Right now, it's horrible. This sucks. Again, worst feeling in my entire life. We'll look back at this team. I mean, 76.5 wins to start the year. Doubting this team at every single facet. It's just, again, you have so many opportunities, whether it's Alejandro Kirk multiple times with runners on base. Dalton Varsho, some of the worst swings. I'm wearing the jersey right now. Some of the worst swings I have literally ever seen from Dalton Varsho. Andres Jimenez hits a ball 97 miles an hour, the opposite field. Max Muncy is literally halfway to home plate, and it just happens to be right at him. Ernie Clement hits a ball to the outfield. Andy Pajas and Kike Hernandez literally run into each other. It looks like there's a massive collision. Almost reminds me of the Seattle Mariners game against the Toronto Blue Jays with Bo Bichette and George Springer. Of course, that goes the Dodgers' way. I'm not going to be able to make excuses. Again, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had chances. George Springer had chances. This entire lineup had chances. And people are going to complain about taking Bo Bichette out. In hindsight, yeah, when you have IKF up at the plate, I mean, like, it is what it is. But when Bo Bichette gets on base and he is the winning run to win you the World Series, and earlier in the game, Alejandro Kirk hits a single, and anybody else on this baseball team scores. Again, nothing against Bo Bichette. We knew he was hurt. We knew what was going to happen in this game. We wanted his bat in the lineup. We didn't want him for the legs. But like, if that's something that people are going to draw on, I don't blame John Schneider for that whatsoever. You're in a spot where you need one singular run, and Bo Bichette simply just cannot run the bases. He's not going to be a guy that is going to go first to third, second to home. He's station to station. You need one run. You need a better base runner, and you just hope that you get the job done before it goes into extra innings. But this is going to be a tough one because this is very similar for me. A lot of the feelings that I'm having right now, at least initially, to game number 3, where you go into extra innings, you take some of your star hitters out. It's going to be a tough one for Blue Jays fans to swallow, no matter which way you look at it. Even if Bo Bichette's in this lineup, it doesn't make it any easier. We'll get into some of the comments after, but yeah, just lost for words.
Yeah, I mean, we're sitting here. We got it. Hopefully you guys were all watching this with your friends or whatever you were doing. We were. There was lots of moments where this team could have done something. I mean, in a series like this, or in a game like this, you ask for a hero, right? Bo Bichette gives you a 3-run shot. It's great, but I think me and you looked at each other like, hey, that ain't enough. Not against this team. Nobody stepped up late. We talk about doing jobs. And nobody came up and did the job we did them to. And that's sad to say, right? Because they were, again, an inch away and then an inch away. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I got something to jump into. We got to talk about the Will Smith play, IKF at home. Some people are saying he was safe, IKF was safe. I'm sorry, you're just wrong. He's just not safe there. It's so close. Don't get me wrong. Did I ever want Will Smith's foot to be up a nanosecond longer than it was? But you saw the replay. It was pretty conclusive. That's an out.
Even if it's not, if it's so close, the out on the field's an out. You're never going to overturn that. It's as much as I want to believe that.
Well, and the ball's there at least a step and a half before IKF even gets to the base. The only reason that was close is because Will Smith lifts his ankle. Again, I'm not going to draw on that as like the, a fall on the sword moment, or like the, the one moment where, the Toronto Blue Jays got screwed over. Like, people have brought up the Addison Barger play from last episode. We were pretty good at adhering to that right away and acknowledging that right away, that was the right call on the field. Blue Jays did not get screwed over. That's, again, it never happens at the Rogers Center. That's why it's ridiculous. And that's why probably no Toronto Blue Jays fans knew, like, some Blue Jays fans at least did not know what that rule was, because you asked anyone, like Hazel May, Arden Zwelling, all these guys went out to these Blue Jays players and asked them, hey, have you ever seen this in your entire life? Whether it's batting practice, whether it's spring training, whether it's anything. I know spring training, they're not the Rogers Center, but albeit nobody's seen that. It never happens, but that's not something that you can draw on for a reason that the Toronto Blue Jays lost the series. It's going to be a lot of hindsight moments. You're going to look back at game 3. You're going to look back at game 2. You're going to look back at so many different moments. If one thing would have went the other way, the Toronto Blue Jays might be World Series champions. Man, I don't know. Probably the hardest podcast we've ever done.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of people saying in here, like, there's one guy trolling about Vladdy crying. It's the biggest moment of this guy's life. What do you expect? He didn't have a good game. None of us are sitting here saying that he did. Varsha was terrible. But I don't know. I don't know how we're supposed to come on this podcast after this year of baseball and talk like these guys did nothing either. Like, I'm not going to sit here. I'll be 100% real. I'll be honest, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah, some of these guys were bad tonight, and some of them bad this series. But, I mean, you know what, Carter? We're going to have to go for some beers after this, me and you.
Oh, are we ever? I hope you guys are as well. Whether it's, not necessarily alcohol is the way to turn to. We're not advising that whatsoever, but we hope you guys are with your friends, family, whatever makes you happy right now in a time of need where
But
things.
you know what, Carter? This is what I wanted to say.
Okay, go for it.
After the season that this was, nobody had most people didn't have the Blue Jays making the playoffs. I had the Blue Jays squeaking in to the
I didn't.
playoffs.
I had them at 84 wins.
I mean, hell of a season. You know what? We went through a terrible year last year. Terrible. It was horrible. We were on this podcast every single day, looking forward to 2025, and this is the 2025 we get.
I don't even know if you could say we were looking forward to 2025. I didn't have this team making the playoffs. I
You're
thought
right.
this team was going to
Well,
be
we were looking
mediocre
forward
at
to
best.
2025 because 2024 sucked so much.
It would have been something different, at least, right?
But Carter, we got to sit here and obviously not be happy.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's too early right now after that World Series game for me to draw on any oh well, at least this happened. At least the Blue Jays were good.
But
it doesn't matter.
Carter, I mean, you gotta somewhat applaud these guys for the way they battled.
I can't do that right now. I'll do it tomorrow. I can't do it right now.
This sucked. But at the end of the day, it just kills me for some of these guys. The Ernie Clements and the Addison Bargers who stepped up. Davis Schneider with the home run last. I don't know, man. I just feel for these guys. And as fans of this team, man, how many people contacted us saying, I haven't watched baseball my entire life and I'm tuning in?
Here's what I will say about this World Series. And again, not to draw on the Blue Jays were really good this year, blah, 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 blah. But as objectively as a baseball fan, take out my fandom, which is very hard to do in this moment. One of the best World Series I've ever seen in my entire life. It goes to 7 games. You get 2 extra inning games. The amount of just momentum switches throughout this entire series. I mean, Dodgers fans, I guess, get the last laugh. That's very tough for me to say right now. But, I mean, so many people had this series being a sweep. So many people had this Dodgers in 5. Again, people are going to blame every singular thing that they could. They'll blame John Schneider for maybe taking out Max Scherzer early. They'll blame John Schneider for blowing Jeff Hoffman in the 9th inning. They'll blame John Schneider for having Sir Anthony Dominguez in that game. Again, there's way too many chances for me to make excuses for this ball club. They had so many opportunities to win, so many opportunities with runners in scoring position. All they needed about 4 or 5 different times in this baseball game was one swing that would have won them the World Series. Just one swing away. And that's what makes it so much harder. And that's why people were so in on this baseball team, is that this felt like a magical season. This felt like something, it was not expected by literally anybody. No one other than Dallin Wilton somehow out of Toronto Blue Jays making the World Series. And it doesn't matter what my expectations were. I believed in this team since the Cardinal series. I believed in this team this entire season, the playoffs. Again, whenever times went down, whenever things seemed like they were going wrong, the Toronto Blue Jays found the way to find you, or to pull yourself back in. I'm again lost for words, but they found a way to pull you back in. And unfortunately, I guess one more time they were not able to get it done. We'll go into some comments. I mean, there's a few you guys. Again, there's some Dodgers fans in here, which is expected. I mean, we'd probably be doing the same way the other way, so I'm not going to complain about that.
We'd be all over Twitter, dude. Blue Jays fans would be doing the same thing. I get it. It sucks to look at. So all of you guys, you're getting your money's worth out of me tonight. But man, yeah, it's tough. Carter, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about some of the comments you guys are leaving. Then honestly, we're gonna leave you guys for the night. We'll be back probably sometime tomorrow evening. We'll give you guys one. We'll talk about it then. But for now, yeah, we'll be right back. We'll talk about some of your guys' comments right after this.
Today's episode is sponsored by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement of this sports season, whether it's the NFL, NBA, no longer the MLB, but the NHL. Whatever it is, there's so many opportunities for you guys to make some money. If you haven't tried it, Prize Picks is the simplest way to play. You can make more than or less than on at least 2 player stats. And if you get them right, you will win. It takes less than 60 seconds to play. Unfortunately, now I will not be making any more MLB picks. I'll be taking my talents over to the NFL, to the NHL. My normal picks, I love the more than receiving yards. I'm a big more than guy, whether it's rushing yards, passing touchdowns, passing yards. I always hammer the more thans. There's some guys that I usually like, and I like to, again, put my money where my mouth is, make some money on Prize Picks, and also make fun of my friends a little bit as well. So you can download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Let's go to LOCKEDONMLB for $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
All right, we won't keep you guys too much longer.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with Prize Picks, we were not right about this one. It definitely is good to be right, but not in this term. Unfortunately, not in this instance. I guess I'll throw it over to you. Just if I know you're looking at the comments right now, we've been seeing a bunch of them. We want to respond to all you guys. Unfortunately, we'll not have time for that. But if you leave comments on this live stream on our future YouTube videos, we'll be sure to get back to as many of you guys as possible. Again, lots of Dodgers fans in here. Again, you could draw on all the moral victories. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to do that right now. I got the comment up there, but it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not going to resonate with, like, I'm not going to give reasons of why or excuses why this team lost. Like, they had it right in front of them.
There's no excuses. There's no excuses. The amount of opportunities that were given on the last 2 baseball games, and they couldn't take advantage of it. Like, what? Again, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, again, we can sit here.
Let's go over it quick. Okay, so sure. in the 9th inning, like after that, like Jeff Hoffman, Miguel Rojas.
That's ridiculous.
The worst. Literally the worst.
Out of anybody to beat you.
And just the worst slider of all time. Like, I need a, oh my God, I need a second. Anyway, yeah, Miguel Rojas, the guy that somehow, out of all people, maybe the best move of all time by Dave Roberts to remove Andy Pages. I don't even know why that guy was in the lineup as long as he was. Yeah. Miguel Rojas, clearly better than Andy Pages. But this is one thing that people are going to complain about. I'm not on the same page here. I'm going to defend John Schneider on this one, even though there is some instances, not as much in this. Like, I'm not going to blame John Schneider as well for this game. I think he actually had a pretty good managerial game. You can go back to game 3. You can complain about some things throughout this World Series. But again, I'm not going to blame a manager for a team's loss in game number 7. But Vladimir Guerrero Jr., if that pitch catches any part of the strike zone, we might be walking off a World Series, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. would be the MVP of that World Series. Again, gets off a little bit at the end of the bat, 25 feet short, kind of got us up on our feet a little bit. Any fly ball in the 9th inning was going to do that, unfortunately. Bo Bichette singled his left field. People are complaining about Bo Bichette not being in the lineup. Again, you saw it earlier on in the game when Alejandro Kirk hit a ball. You saw it twice, actually. There was a ball to right field where Bo Bichette probably should go to third, and he was grabbing his hamstring, grabbing his knee, his entire lower body, it felt like. The whole limb he was grabbing at, and he did not look comfortable. And after that, you could tell it was station to station before that, and for sure after that, it was going to be station to station. You're in the bottom of the 9th inning. There, you have 1 out, and you have Addison Barger up, Alejandro Kirk up. If you hit a gap shot, you get a ball into the gap, Bo Bichette is not scoring on that. Simply, he is just not scoring. You need somebody that had the ability to score from first base on a ball into the gap. Again, in hindsight, Bo Bichette's not available in extra innings. That sucks. But if you're John Schneider, you're in the 9th inning of a Game 7 World Series. You are trying to play for 1 run because you don't need 4 runs. You need 1 run to win that baseball game. Addison Barger walks. Again, 9th inning, first and second base, 1 out. Alejandro Kirk, not a bad day whatsoever. He gets hit by a pitch. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 9th inning. Dalton Varsho, my goodness. Love the guy. One of the worst last 5 games I've ever seen in my entire life. The worst at-bats ever. So many, every single time. The game of baseball is horrible like that. It just finds the guys in your lineup that aren't producing. It finds the guys that stick out a little bit, the guys you don't necessarily want in those situations. Again, I'm not going to say I'm out in Dalton Varsho. I'm not going to say he's a bad player ever, but this series, especially the last couple games, absolutely horrific from Dalton Varsho. Ernie Clement, Kike Hernandez is playing almost in the infield, it felt like. Again, if that's the Blue Jays, it's Nathan Lucas and Bo Bichette somehow, or, Dalton Varsho probably running into each other, and somehow nobody catches that ball, but it's the Dodgers, so Andy Pages somehow comes up with that ball. Again, we can go into the extra innings. Just too many opportunities, not enough execution.
Carter, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that are asking about the Jeff Hoffman play, and it's going to be something that gets brought up all the time because he's shown you sort of what he can do, what happens.
I mean, I'm going to go over his postseason stats.
He's been good in the postseason. Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, this team gave away a couple middle pitches, and
Too
it's
many.
not the first game, right? And those will kill you. With a team with good hitters, that's going to kill you every single day. But you know what, dude? I think we let everybody wipe this one away. We'll have a show tomorrow.
No, there's no wiping this one away.
I mean the night, my man.
Oh well, we'll see. I don't know if I want to remember this night after what happened. Unfortunately.
Well, I'm saying let's kick out of here for the night. Let's go, because I mean, like, what else are we gonna say here?
Yeah.
Like,
there's not much to
we're
say.
Sitting here and just complaining and sucking it up. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Yeah, we'll talk about everything tomorrow. We're gonna have a big episode tomorrow night.
Yeah. I just wanted to say just a quick shout out to and Justin Powers, Thomas the Tank Engine for a couple of donations throughout this episode.
Word.
We appreciate it. Again, you guys are not required to do that, but we appreciate all of you guys supporting us throughout this entire season. That's the way I kind of want to end this. This isn't possible without you guys. We have grown to a rate that we did not expect whatsoever. Again, all the comments we're getting, whether it's positive, negative, we obviously appreciate the positive ones a little bit more. But our favorite part of this has always been the conversations that we have with you guys, the common fan takes, because that's exactly what we are. And that's why we went on this podcast, but just with the raw emotion. We're not those guys that are just going to be, the analytical, take the emotion out. Like, we're fans of this baseball team. We ride and die with every single pitch. I thought I was going to have at least 14 heart attacks throughout this entire game. And that's why we're devastated. You guys are devastated. And that's why we wanted to get something out to you guys, because we rode through this entire season together. Luckily for this ball club, we'll talk about this. We'll have so much content for you guys coming out this entire offseason. Again, the Sunday episode will be coming out. Depends how tonight goes. We're not going to give you a time frame, but be like mid-afternoon is probably what we're going to be like. Probably not in the best headspaces either. Probably not feeling the greatest. But hey, we appreciate everything that you guys have done for us from when we started this 2 years ago in January, approaching 2 years. What a turnaround, 2024 to 2025, not end the way we wanted to. But thank all of you guys for all the support you have given us throughout this entire time we've done this podcast.
Yeah, it really does mean it does mean the world to us. We're sitting here doing 5 shows a week, and this isn't our full-time job. We just love talking Jays, and I mean, not today. Today sucks talking Jays, but we appreciate everybody, and we really do, and all the comments and likes and conversations we've had in our fantasy baseball chat. I mean, it's seeing you guys go off in there, it's fun too, no matter where you are. So again, it's been a heck of a season, and it sucks. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow.